We ain't editing shit.
Tomatoes. And welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek, joined by Mikey the Freak.
What's up, Tomato?
And Steve.
I hate this fucking movie.
If you have not figured it out, we are reviewing the movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
But before we get into it, let's check out that trailer.
No, let's not.
No, please, no.
Across this great
I'd rather watch Blair Witch.
Across this great nation, almost everyone has been affected in one way or another by this terrible tomato onslaught. Mrs. Williams, I understand your husband is missing.
Yes,
Do you think he's dead?
Well,
Will you miss him? Will you marry again? What if he's laying in a ditch somewhere, like with both his legs broken, calling your name? You will have to find another man, you know. You're no spring chicken.
Lives are shattered. The nation is in chaos. Death and destruction sweeps the country. Foursquare Productions presents perhaps the funniest film ever made.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You've never seen a film like it. This is the incredible story of the world's ultimate disaster. Vicious man-eating tomatoes grow to monstrous proportions. Faced with this unprecedented menace, the president calls upon Mason Dixon, special agent. Aided by his trusty sidekick, Dixon begins to unravel the terrifying mystery of the deadly tomatoes. Dixon is getting close, too close for someone or something. Who could it be? The girl reporter? The ad executive? The press secretary? Or does it go higher? Join Mason Dixon in a race against time as he battles to save the world from the threat of nature's perfect eating machine, the Killer Tomato.
Ain't no time to make a fuss. Gotta get those tomatoes before they get us.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You've never seen anything like it.
Oh, so a little bit more about this movie. A group of scientists band together to save the world from the mutilated killer tomatoes. That is what IMDb states. Yeah, this movie is basically my payback to Steve for making me watch Brain Donors.
Oh, I know, man. I don't know about that. This was terrible.
Dude, Brain Donors is at least funny.
Oh,
It's funny.
I don't know if it was. I find this movie funny between the scenes to where they had the meeting in like a freaking closet because they're trying to.
The table's as big as the room. And they're crawling over the table to get in the
between
chair.
that
was funny.
Between the tomato soup killing the guy and his wife not caring. The master of disguise getting in with the tomatoes
with the
and asking for
the
ketchup.
Funny part of the movie was the dude dressed as the tomato. I have the movie playing on mute as I'm doing work and leaving messages and shit. And I look over and I see a dude wearing a tomato outfit, and I have to stop myself from legitimately like laughing out loud because it's so fucking preposterous. This movie's cool.
The scene before that where he was dressed as Hitler. It was freaking hilarious.
Missed it. The movie was on mute. Don't know what to do.
I love this movie. It was funny. Well, let me rephrase that. I wouldn't say I love this movie. This movie was funny, but I would not recommend this movie to watch.
No,
It's
I would recommend it to watch. Hell yeah, watch it once and then yes, go slam your head in your door of your car.
I went to watch this movie last night with my wife, and we got probably 26 minutes into the film. I
I
paused
didn't
it.
make it that far.
I paused it, and I saw there was an hour left, and I just looked at my wife and went, I won't make you suffer through this." And we watched something else.
I find parts of this movie funny, but it does seem very disjointed at points. But it, I love the sound effect for the tomatoes. That
Airplanes. Well, yeah, the sound the tomatoes make is.
The next time you get busy with your wife, just make that noise as you're going at it and see how that works out for you.
No, usually I say I'm winning. That's what.
I'm wheeling.
But yeah, that is my initial impression on rewatches. I find this movie to be funny in parts, very disjointed, but it didn't keep my attention throughout the whole thing. But there were parts that were pretty funny. Steve, what was your first impression
It
on
sucked.
rewatch?
Mikey, what do you think?
Oh shit. So I don't think I made it even 26 minutes into it. I made it to just after, maybe a couple minutes after the meeting room scene.
So wait, you didn't see any of the musical numbers?
I started watching it again to finish it, and it was in the musical number where, like I said, where that agent or whoever he is that's in the office, he starts seeing the older bald haired guy with the mustache. I started watching that musical, and I kind of went like this. I go, and just started looking around because I'm like, this isn't what I want to watch. So
So
I did not see the musical number that's in the trailer. I did not see that. That's why I was laughing at it. I didn't see that musical number.
Oh, that one was
So I might
freaking
have fell asleep
hilarious.
at that point. Yeah, no,
That
I mean,
that
go on.
musical number, the guy who performed that, he looks so much like God, I can't remember his name. The Stewart from Mad TV. The guy who played Stewart from Mad TV.
Michael McDonald.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks so much like Michael McDonald. But I,
I, bro, I think it kind of threw me off, like in the water scene where they're at the beach, and you see just these fucking floating tomatoes, like regular real ass tomatoes floating, and they're getting killed by just a floating tomato. Like I like they didn't have any mouths on them or nothing. It was just fucking
there are
rolling
no mouths
tomatoes.
on any of them.
I know. So like make it a little bit more entertaining to where it has a face and it's animated or
That's a big
fuck
one
or
going
something.
after Jimmy. Oh,
Yeah.
just ate
I
him.
think Jimmy just got eaten. You know, I don't know. Y'all have to watch it yourselves.
No, don't watch it.
No,
I
I
Just
want
don't.
people to watch this, and I want people to comment what
I
they
do.
thought and how terrible this movie was. I want them to laugh at the certain parts and be like, you know what? This kind of looks like a Zucker Brothers movie, like Airplane, but it's not that well
The,
done like
no, the
Airplane
production
is.
wasn't very well done. Yeah.
Explain to me why there are three guys dressed up as the Marx Brothers at the end of the movie with the crowd. Just straight guy dressed as Groucho, guy dressed as Harpo, guy dressed as the third brother.
Carl,
There's
no,
no explanation. There's no because they wanted to put them in the movie.
And then they put it, and then they say that it's the San Diego Stadium, and I'm pretty sure that's Jack Murphy Stadium. I'm pretty sure that's the Murph, a stadium that is not even there anymore. They tore it down.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Anyway, let's move on to ratings.
Why'd you make me watch this fucking movie?
Because you made me watch Brain Donors, which
But that
I
movie
didn't
is
like.
good.
I didn't care for it. I'm gonna give
just
this
wait
one.
for our next couple picks. There's some shitty ones coming, I'm sure.
I'm gonna give this a 2 because it did have some funny parts in it. I'm gonna give it a 2.
For the two
Steve, how
funny
about you?
parts that were in it,
Yes, for the 2 funny parts that were in it. Steve,
I'll
what
give
would
it
you
a
rate?
0.5.
All right, Mikey the Freak.
I'm giving it a 1. A 1 for
Still,
making me watch this movie.
so
This is mine. It's not even a
Point
1. It's a
five.
0.5.
so, so still,
2.5.
either
2.5
way,
to a 1.
either way,
2.5.
still better than Mac and me.
Yes. No, I agree. No. Mac and Me is still one of our all-time worst movies. If I have to see Brian in a dark alleyway, um, I'm gonna beat him up. I swear, I'm gonna get him. No, yeah, no. Mac and Me is gotta be the worst movie we've ever watched. And I
All
mean,
right,
this one was pretty damn close, bro.
it
This one was
was,
pretty
it
close.
was, it
If it didn't
was.
make me laugh and kind of resemble, like a Zucker Brothers movie a little bit, it
Yeah.
would have been just as bad as Mac and Me.
Okay. Well, the fun facts for
The
this movie. The fun facts for this movie are even funnier, actually. The giant earmuffs that the giant tomato is wearing at the end were actually 2 big, bright green toilet seat covers. Uh, m-
oh
and
Jesus.
and this movie was so bad that most of the cast had never appeared in a movie before, and several never acted again.
Yes, I looked at IMDb and it shows on a couple of them people there is not even pictures on their IMDb, and it only shows Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Nothing else for that
Uh,
person. I'm like, my
m-
segment's going to be difficult.
Most of the army uniforms were purchased at Goodwill thrift stores. and and an,
Holy
a
Jesus.
bonus fun fact, the song Puberty Love was performed by Matt Cameron, who would later go on to be the drummer for Soundgarden and Pearl Jam.
Now which one's that? What
Puberty
song is
Love,
that?
that's the song that kills the tomatoes. That's the song.
You didn't hear it because you didn't watch the movie,
Yep.
which you're
Yep.
which
Yeah.
you're which you're really good on.
Yeah,
You
Attack
make,
it.
No, I
you
didn't
make a
watch that
smart
Yeah.
part.
decision. Puberty
Mars
Love.
Attacks bit off of this movie to kill the aliens in Mars Attacks because the song Puberty Love kills the tomatoes in
I
this
would
movie.
rather listen to Indian Love Song a million times than have to watch this movie. Well, I'm calling you.
Steve, what do we have for soundtrack for
Oh
this movie,
Jesus.
please, sir?
Tell me, will you be true? You have the theme from the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, words and music by John DeBello, Puberty Love music by Paul Sufford and Gordon Goodwin, the Mind Maker song music by Paul Sundford and Gordon Goodwin, Tomato Soup music by Paul Sundford and Gordon Goodwin, and Love Theme from Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And they don't give any writing credits for that shit.
Mikey the Freak. What do we have for related reels, if you found
Fucking
any?
nothing. Tomatoes in your
David
fucking
Miller,
salad.
the guy that plays Mason Dixon, was in a movie called Gunpowder, The Boss's Son, and Speak of the Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Two Academy Award winning movies. I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face saying that. J. Stephen Peace, which was Lieutenant Finletter. He was in Return of the Killer Tomatoes, Happy Hour, and yeah, that's all I had for him. And then Eric Christmas. Eric Christmas was the only one that I recognized, and he has played Senator Polk, and he was actually in Porky's. He was Coach in Porky's.
Okay.
He was in Harold and Maude, and he was in Mouse Hunt. He's the only one that had a career after this movie.
Ah, yes, Lassie. Ow.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah,
Well,
so he's the one that laughs his ass off at Ball Bricker.
mm,
Oh, it was hilarious.
all right. As we come to a close, Steve, where can people find you on your podcast?
That's the last podcast you want, where we talk about pop culture and
Storm Shadow.
movies and radio, and we don't talk about Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Tip the veal, try the staff. Thank you all for coming. If you didn't, better luck next time.
Make sure you do
Oh,
all the
Steve.
YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumb and hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you check out the sister channel to Back to the Retro Review.
Tell us what you thought of this movie. I want to hear everyone's comment. I want people to watch this movie. I want people to tell us. I wanted people to tell us what their favorite part was and what they thought of this movie and how they would rate this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's not for everybody, but it did have funny parts, like you said, Kevin.
Yep.
It did.
Yep.
It did have funny parts.
It's funny. Make sure you check out the sister
No,
channel
it's
to Back to the
not!
Retro to review. The Mod Squad Network, where we have a movie show, a horror show, a gamer show, a interview show, and we go live every Saturday night
This should
with
be on
a
your horror
giveaway.
show.
Maybe. It might be one day. All right, guys, that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. So for Mikey the Freak and Steve, I am the Bearded Geek saying, if I don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.
Don't watch it.